Yes.
首讀
Government Bills, first reading. Legislative Council Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill 2025. Basic Housing Units Bill. Second reading. Chief Secretary for Administration. President, I move that the Legislative Council Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill 2025 be read the second time. In light of the improvement to the system on LegCo members' performance of duties and the introduction of a code for members of the Legislative Council, LegCo proposes amending the Legislative Council Powers and Privileges Ordinance to impose financial penalties on members suspended from service under the Rules of Procedure for breaching the code. LegCo's Committee on Rules of Procedure and House Committee have endorsed the proposal to lay down the code. This is an effort to further enhance the system on members' performance of duties. The enhancements include expressly setting out the conduct and performance expected of members, improving the mechanism for members to declare interests, and creating a mechanism for imposing sanctions on members for various types of misconduct. LegCo proposes different levels of penalties for members whose breaches of the code are substantiated. Such sanctions include suspending the member involved from service and depriving the member of their remuneration and allowance during suspension. Under the existing ordinance, a member will be deprived of their remuneration and allowance during suspension only when they are suspended for grossly disorderly conduct. To implement LegCo's proposal, the SCR government is responding to LegCo's request by submitting this bill, which will expand the scope of financial penalties to cover suspension of members from service for other types of conduct in breach of the code. This bill also gives LegCo the flexibility to deprive a member under suspension of their remuneration and allowance on other grounds approved under the Rules of Procedure in the future. The government welcomes LegCo's effort to hold itself to higher standards in monitoring and enhancing itself while achieving greater operational transparency. LegCo's introduction of the code lives up to the community's expectations of members. With members' support for the early passage of the bill, the proposal will take effect on the day of commencement of the 8th term LegCo. Along with the improved system on members' performance of duties, the new arrangement will lay a sound foundation for the new term of LegCo's continued adherence to the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong so that they fulfill LegCo's constitutional best functions with greater success. President, so submit. I now propose the question to you that the aforesaid bill be read the second time. In accordance with the Rules of Procedure, the second reading debate is adjourned and the bill is referred to the House Committee. Secretary for Housing.